Good evening, everybody. Good evening. We're going to talk about some top news articles here in just a second. Give people a few minutes to come on. This is one of those days that I cannot come on early in the morning or at noon. So I want to give people just a couple minutes. We're going to talk about recalls, and we're also going to talk about some severe and dangerous new developments with Israel, Iran, and Ukraine and Russia. So I appreciate everybody being here. Um, I know this is kind of off kilter because I'm usually doing them in the morning or at noon, but I want to bring this article to you because there's some severe and extraordinarily dangerous developments that are taking place today in both Israel Iran situation and the Ukraine Russia situation. Israel, with them attacking, hey, Light Seeker, hello, skipping 10, with Israel attacking Iran over this past weekend. Many people believe that the issue could be settled, especially if Iran took it on the chin and really didn't respond to the crap that was happening. But that went out the window this morning when Yoval Gallant, he's the Israel defense minister, he reminded everyone that Israel's highly likely to strike new targets in Iran in the coming days. The other thing about that as well is he actually stated that it could be up against NATO. So we'll see how strong the military is here in the United States. Um, Honestly, with everything that's coming out, I think that the attack is inevitable. Ukraine and Russia are raising their ugly heads more and more as well. Hello, country boy. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for everyone being here and for the people that are seeing this tonight or later on tonight. I think that his words, Russia's words, Sergei Lavrov declared this morning, if Ukraine joins NATO, either Ukraine disappears or NATO does. So that's huge freaking news right there. I mean, that is a huge situation. I do want to bring up the recall report because there's a lot of recalls going on in the United States right now. The McDonald's situation is worse. Along with that, now there's salmonella in onions, so that's huge as well. And the chicken Caesar salad bowls from Gourmet Cafe have listeria, so that's another huge thing. These things that I'm reporting are affecting us directly here in the United States. Smoked salmon also has listeria. You bake pie products right before Thanksgiving. Many of them are contaminated with undeclared egg products that are harming the food. And then we have the taco meal kits with listeria. We have meat and poultry products. It's called Best Brand, and they've been illegally imported. So I wanted to bring that to the channel as well. We still have the situation with quarter pounders, so don't go get you a quarter pounder because you might get really sick. There's been one death and hundreds of people sick from the E. coli that's in the McDonald's quarter pounders. It's linked to multi-state outbreak of E. coli. Right now, in one state alone, there's 49 people sick, 10 hospitalized, and one dead across 10 states. It is unbelievable. But I think the thing is, Lightseeker, honestly, is that the food chain is under attack. And the more that we see these things, if you look at who's under attack, what age groups and things, that's what's really interesting. It's children under 5, older adults, and people with immune system problems. And the big thing about listeria that I want to say that's been coming out everywhere, and someone asked me the other day, and I want to bring it up one more time, is that listeria can be boiled out of food. Listeria can also, if you have food that goes in your refrigerator, it's really important to clean your refrigerator because if you don't, the listeria can spread to other food and contaminate it as well. So that's like a huge thing. I know in other countries, like when I was over in the Philippines, I really was concerned about the food, concerned about the bugs on the food. But, we just don't see the bugs. We don't see the flies and things like that on our meat sources like they do in other countries because it gets processed and it takes so long for it to come back to us. just like eggs. There's big major food problems, but along with that, we know that the United States is under attack right now because the election is right around the corner. They actually had the goal, they actually had the balls to show Nazi clips with Trump's last speech. MSNBC blasted, they spliced Nazi rally clips into the coverage of Trump's Madison Square Garden rally. And that right there alone shows that this country is in big trouble. Will we have a really good voting system? I don't know. I really don't know. I think that the last vote really proved what is going on in the United States, which is a big farce. BRICS, and I do want to bring this up, and then I'm going to get off here. This is short, sweet, and to the point. BRICS just dropped a manifesto for the New World Order. 134 points adopted by the group's leader in the document. They have profound implications on the United States. The USA is so, yeah, we're so screwed. We're so screwed is what we are. We're screwed because all of these countries, honestly, are aligning with BRICS. And why wouldn't you want to align with BRICS when the United States dollar is just paper? It's not backed by gold anymore. The United States used to have the strongest military. I mean, we were just kick-ass. And what's happened is with BRICS aligning all these huge countries like Dubai, for example, Dubai and Saudi, who control most of the oil and gas around the world. So the interesting thing is that they're backing out of the US dollar. And when the US Treasury bonds all flood in, which has been happening for like the last 10 years, but when they flood into the United States and everybody's pretty much dumped them, that's when the United States is going to be topsy-turvy and we're going to know what it's like to be a third world country. Many people believe this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, but we're at the point in 2024 where the land of the confused, and we have the people up in the White House that really shouldn't be there. Hey, Carmen, what's going on? What's going on, lady? You know, this is the first time that BRICS, the group's unified vision of the current state of the international system, is set out in detail. This is the first documentation that they've actually done. And it's 134 paragraphs, some which are quite long because they have a great plan. China has a great plan and has been implementing that plan for years to take down the United States and other countries, and they're doing a hell of a job. China is leading in tech, industry, manufacturing, everything they possibly can come up with. Oh my goodness, look what the cat drug in. Leah, nice to see you. Thank you everyone that came from Skippington's show to help support Trump 2025. I don't know, man. I'm going to tell you like this. I don't believe that Trump nor Harris or any of them have good intentions for the people of the United States. It's like it's two wings of the same bird. The Republican and the Democratic parties have let down this country for so many years. They've let down the middle class, and they're just for the lobbyists and the rich. They're not for the good people of the world anymore. I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. And we just let China buy property in this country right next to our Lightseeker. You know, what a great setup. I mean, come on now, Lightseeker. You've been on the channel a long time. You know from not only the land that they bought around the military bases, but look, it's a plane. It's a plane. No, it's a balloon coming across, gathering intel for China on the U.S., where our military bases are, where our soft spots are, where the infrastructure is jacked up. And they got all that as they flew their balloon all the way across the United States. What was that, about 6 months, a year ago? Time flies when you're reporting the news. But, you know, it's unbelievable the things that are happening in the United States. Oh, they do. I mean, let's take, for example, real quick, Lightseeker, Wally World, you know, Walmart, where all the freaks come out at night. Well, they come out in the daytime too. But let's take Wally World. So Wally World used to be American made. Everything's American. Yeah, America. Bullshit. You go into Walmart and you buy basically the products from China are set up this way. Buy it, consume it, it'll break for you within a month or a year. Buy it again. and that's a continuous vicious cycle. We're seeing hyperinflation, shrinkflation. I'm telling you right now, folks, we have people in food lines, which we're lucky to have food lines, but they're in food lines and they work a full-time job. We're in big trouble. Like military. Well, I was in the Navy. But we're kind of wimpy sometimes. We're kind of wimpy. Oh, I got a hater. This ass. Well, you can say this ass. You can say whatever you want to say. I really don't give a shit. You could say F the three-letter agencies and all that good stuff too. Not to mention the chips that are in the electronics. Lightseeker. Not only are the chips in the electronics, but they're in the transformers. I did that special report. They're in the freaking transformers. They're just waiting to push another button to take down our infrastructure. Do you remember the commercials from the 70s by American? No, Carmen, that's been long gone. You know, that's history. That's history. I mean, think about it. That's true history that you're talking about. These U.S. channels. Yeah, we just really like to talk smack about our government. These U.S. channels are, go ahead, spill the beans. We're assholes. What are we? Magic 5U. Greetings from Germany. Well, greetings back to you. Oh, well, I'm glad you subscribed. Thanks for being here. I'll subscribe to you. I'll check out your channel. Anyway, y'all, keep your head on swivel. Keep prepping. The most important thing that we can prep, and I'm going to say this, the most important thing you can prep is being mentally centered, being spiritually centered, and going forward. The thing is, folks, you can prep all the gear, all the food and water that prepping channels tell you to prep. But in the long run, the shit's going to break down. The refrigerator's going to break. And when they shut the whole system down, you'll be standing there with your balls in your hand and you won't have shit to do, right? Well, maybe. But honestly, the best thing you can do is get mentally centered for the shit that's incoming. And I really think with what the DOJ just did, where now Americans can be targeted by Americans, we knew that was coming. We knew that was coming. My option, Trump 25. Whew. You're afraid your refrigerator's going to attack you in your sleep. What the hell are you talking about, Lightseeker? Oh, this is getting good. We just went to buy a new fridge. Dealer said best one is the one you got. Fix it. Isn't that the truth, Teresa? Like, really? Do you have a Chinese job? Or, well, do you have Maytag? I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. It's 15 years old. Fix that shit. That's when they made real shit in the United States. Think about it. We used to make case knives, the best knives in the market, in the industry. And now, we only get the handle made in the United States. The blades are sent overseas and come back to us. This country is doomed, gloomed, and screwed, blued, and tattooed. I'll see you all tomorrow morning for an in-depth report. We're going to be doing a crime report across the United States. I don't know if we want to see it. We're also going to be doing a military report. Your dishwasher has been broken for 6 months, 17 years old. You ordered the part for $100. Well, what a deal. A fan 3 years ago probably would have cost you 15. Teresa, you should have ordered those parts ahead of time. Just saying. I hope you all have a great night. I just wanted to bring some doom and gloom your way because that's about all we got in store for us here in the good old USA. God bless you. Oh, let's take it out with one last thing. We always have to do some bullshit, right? So we'll take it on out tonight because the United States is set for one thing and one thing only. And, well, it's probably not the best thing in the world, but we have a lot of bullshit going on. But I think the biggest thing we have is we have the wonky donkey. And when you have the wonky donkey, well, shit, it just turns backwards, maybe even sideways. So let's let the wonky donkey take us on out because I don't care about copyright no more. And I don't care about none of that other bullshit, but this goes out to all the wonky donkeys in the United States, the puff. From here in Colorado to wherever you're at, make it count. And don't be a wonky donkey. Well, or maybe you should be. I don't know. God bless everybody. Have a good night. God bless you. See you next time.